Tamar McIntyre, better known by his rap name Tay-K, has spent the past 6 years behind bars, serving part of a 55-year sentence handed down when he was just 19 years old. His story, however, began long before prison walls, before his conviction. TayK was living under 8 months of house arrest, awaiting trial for a deadly home invasion. But one night in March 2017, everything changed. At just 16 years old, TayK sent an infamous tweet, F*** this house arrest, S***. Hours later, he and his best friend cut off their ankle monitors and disappeared into the night. Their disappearance sparked a nationwide manhunt that stretched across 3 months in several states. During that time, TayK taunted authorities on social media, posting cryptic tweets, and even taking photos in public. The U.S. Marshals were forced to track a teenager who was quickly becoming an underground legend. Online. On June 30th, 2017, the chase ended. TayK was captured at a home in New Jersey. But even in custody, he had one more move. Just hours after his arrest, the music video for his track The Race dropped on YouTube. The song, which he recorded and filmed while on the run, turned his case into a cultural phenomenon. People couldn't resist the story. A 17-year-old fugitive rapping about outrunning police, releasing the video the same day he was caught. But few of the millions who streamed the song understood the dark truth. Behind the viral hit were 2 murders, 2 grieving families, and a long trail of criminal acts. A childhood shaped by chaos. Tamar McIntyre was born June 16, 2000. In Long Beach, California, deep in Crips gang territory. Both his parents were gang members. His father was in and out of prison. His mother, a member of the Baby Insane Crips, struggled to raise Tamar and his sister Kayla in a dangerous environment. In 2002, Tamar's father was sentenced to 7 years in prison for a failed deal. Without a stable father figure, Tamar's childhood spiraled. His mother, unable to care for her children full-time, lost them to the foster care system. Tamar and Kayla spent much of their youth bouncing between homes, never staying long enough to feel secure. His mother eventually left gang life behind, moving the family to Las Vegas for a fresh start. But the peace didn't last. In 2009, Tamar's father was released, and the family relocated to Arlington, Texas, a move neither child wanted. In Texas, things grew worse. Under their father's roof, Tamar and Kayla endured abuse. Tamar often avoided home, staying at friends' houses for days at a time. With no stable guidance, he gravitated toward the streets, and the streets welcomed him. The birth of TayK. 2014, Tamar was a freshman at Martin High School. Music became his escape. With friends Eric Johnson, Santana Sage, and Yalen Bell, pimps, he formed the rap group Daytona Boys. They uploaded tracks to SoundCloud, freestyled at school, and performed small local shows. Tamar adopted the stage name TayK47, a nod to his quick delivery and street persona. But even as music took off, trouble followed. He was expelled from school after being caught with marijuana on campus. At just 15, he was essentially on his own, moving between friends' couches and focusing on rap full-time. First Blood, New Year's Eve 2016. On December 31st, 2015, the Daytona Boys performed at a New Year's Eve event in Arlington. After their set, they left around 2 a.m. in Santana Sage's car. At a stoplight, their vehicle pulled alongside another car filled with college students. Witness accounts differ, but prosecutors say Santana opened fire on the other vehicle, killing 21-year-old Sarah Muchlechner, student at the University of North Texas. Santana was arrested after investigators matched his car to Twitter posts from that night. He was convicted of murder and sentenced to 44 years in prison. TayK and pimps, both minors at the time, faced no charges. Walking away from such a serious incident seemed to embolden TayK. The Mansfield home invasion just months later, TayK became involved in another serious crime. On July 26, 2016, TayK, pimps, and 5 others, Sean Robinson, Letharian Merritt, Ariana Barrett, Megan Holt, and a juvenile named Mia, plotted to rob 17-year-old Zachary Belote. Their plan, Mia, Zachary's girlfriend, would lure him into letting them inside. Once the door was unlocked, the group would storm in. Inside the house with Zachary was his roommate, Ethan Walker. During the robbery, Merritt shot and killed Ethan, while Robinson shot and wounded Zachary. The group fled. Tay-K, just 16, was arrested and sent to juvenile detention. He was later released to his sister's care under house arrest with an ankle monitor tracking his every move. Cutting the monitor, the run begins for 8 months. Tay-K remained confined. But on March 26, 2017, he tweeted that he was done with house arrest. That night, he cut off his ankle monitor and fled with pimps. They first went to San Antonio, where they arranged to meet photographer Mark Saldivar under the pretense of a photo shoot. The plan was to rob him of his camera gear. During the robbery, Mark was killed in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. From there, TayK and pimps drove nearly 24 hours to New Jersey, seeking refuge with acquaintances. The race while on the run, TayK turned his flight into music. He recorded the race, a track bragging about evading police. The timing was calculated. The song was intended to drop on his birthday, June 16, 2017. On June 30, 2017, after 96 days on the run, the U.S. Marshals arrested TayK in New Jersey. But just hours later, the race was uploaded to YouTube. The music video filmed during his time as a fugitive exploded online. The story of a teenage rapper taunting law enforcement in real time captivated the internet. Viral fame from behind. Bars while in jail, TayK's fame grew. The race racked up over 100 million views. A remix featuring 21 Savage and Young Nudie only amplified his notoriety. Even facing 2 murder charges, he signed a record deal. His label released the project Santana World, with the race as its lead. Meanwhile, his co-defendants began facing sentences. Megan Holt, 20 years. Ariana Barat, 25 years. Sean Robinson, 40 years. Letharian Merritt, 40 years. Pimps, 30 years. TayK was the last man awaiting trial. The trial and sentence in July 2019. K's trial began for the murder of Ethan Walker. His defense argued that he was a minor, played a minimal role, and never pulled the trigger. Prosecutors countered that he willingly participated in a dangerous robbery, and his lyrics in the race showed he glorified violence and lacked remorse. The jury deliberated for just over 3 hours before convicting him of murder and aggravated robbery. He was sentenced to 55 years in prison. The question of a second chance now, 22? TayK maintains that his sentence was harsher because of his race, noting that a white female co-defendant received only probation. He claims he never had the chance to grow into adulthood and hopes for a second chance, but with 2 innocent lives lost. The question remains, does society owe him that chance, or is his fate sealed by the choices he made at 16?